I stepped off the plane, rejuvenated after 2 amazing weeks exploring Vietnam. The pagodas, the cuisine, the coastlines. It was the ideal retreat from my high-pressure marketing job and the constant trivial disputes of Oakwood Manors. All I craved was to collapse into my own bed and shake off the jet lag. But as my taxi rolled into my neighborhood, I spotted something odd. A police car sat in my driveway. My first thought was a break-in while I was away. Approaching with my luggage in tow, I saw a family on my porch chatting with officers. A man, woman, and 2 kids, all looking right at home. The woman was waving a set of keys, my house keys. "Excuse me," I said, sidestepping the police cruiser. "What's happening? This is my house." The officers turned, eyeing me warily. "Sir, these homeowners called us about someone threatening to break into their property. Can I see some ID?" Stunned, I fumbled for my passport. "There's a mistake. I've lived here for 6 years. I just got back from vacation." The man on my porch looked just as baffled. "We bought this house 2 weeks ago. We have the deed, all the paperwork, moved in yesterday." My stomach sank. "That's impossible. I never listed my house for sale." Peering past them through the window, I saw with dread that my furniture was gone. My photos, my belongings, everything. In their place were unfamiliar sofas, tables, and unopened boxes. One officer, a stern woman with her hand near her holster, spoke sharply. "Sir, step back. These people have legal documents proving they own this property. This is absurd." I protested, my voice rising in panic. "I have mortgage statements, tax records, everything on my phone to prove this is my house." But as I scrolled frantically, the officers' skeptical looks didn't budge. The new owners seemed scared, the kids hiding behind their mother. I was being treated like an intruder on my own property, with no clue how this nightmare started. Everything was in order before my trip. Mortgage on auto draft, mail held at the post office, even a service to mow my lawn. The only loose end was a ridiculous notice from our HOA president, Linda Harper. Linda had been my nemesis since I moved into Oakwood Manors. A woman in her 50s with a flawless brunette bob and a clipboard always in hand, she patrolled the neighborhood like a drill sergeant. Her latest gripe was about my mailbox's shade. Apparently, midnight blue violated the community's navy blue standard. I'd ignored it, planning to handle the nonsense later. Linda was always overbearing, issuing notices for grass slightly too long or threatening fines if my trash can lingered curbside post pickup. Once she measured my holiday lights, claiming they were unevenly spaced. But I never imagined she'd escalate to this. As I stood in my driveway, treated like a trespasser, a familiar silver SUV pulled up. Linda emerged, impeccably styled, clutching her notorious clipboard. A smug grin spread across her face. "Officers," she called, striding over, "I see our neighborhood troublemaker is back. As I told these nice folks earlier, this man abandoned the property months ago, so the HOA stepped in." "What?" I snapped, turning to her. "I've been gone 2 weeks, not months. You know that." Linda's eyes narrowed. "The board has records showing this property was vacant, with unpaid HOA fees for 6 months. We followed legal protocol, placed a lien, and forced a sale to recover costs." It was a blatant lie. I'd never missed a payment. Even the officers seemed dubious, but they followed procedure, advising me to get a lawyer and resolve it through proper channels. The next 48 hours were a whirlwind of panic. I checked into a hotel and contacted every attorney in town until I found one, Sarah Coleman, who could meet immediately. Her face grew grim as I detailed Linda's history of harassment. "This smells like fraud," she said, tapping her pen on her notepad. "We need to act fast. If they've filed a deed transfer, we must challenge it before it's entrenched." Sarah helped me compile evidence: bank records showing all HOA payments, travel documents proving I was only gone 2 weeks, and neighbor emails confirming I'd lived there until my trip. We requested county clerk records on my property's sale. The findings were staggering. Someone had filed documents claiming I'd abandoned the property, owing $15 zeros. €0 in HOA fees and fines, with forged certified letters, fake inspection reports, and a fabricated auction notice. The trail led straight to Linda and the HOA board. Digging deeper, Sarah found 2 other homes in the neighborhood sold through similar rushed lien processes in the past year, both while owners were away, one on military deployment, another visiting a dying relative. "She's targeting absent homeowners," I told Sarah, furious. "This isn't just harassment, it's organized crime." The breakthrough came when we discovered Linda's tie to the real estate firm handling these sales. Her brother-in-law was the broker, and they split commissions. A subpoenaed email showed Linda plotting the next opportunity. After noticing my mail hold an airport ride, with evidence in hand, we approached the district attorney's office. Initially hesitant, viewing it as a civil issue, they perked up when Sarah presented the pattern of fraud across multiple properties. "This is systematic real estate fraud," she argued. "It's not just a mess. Harper, it's a conspiracy involving HOA board members and real estate professionals." Momentum built when we tipped off a local news station. A reporter, hungry for a suburban corruption scoop, exposed Linda's scheme. Their investigation revealed she'd run the HOA like her personal fiefdom, bullying board members and funneling contracts to allies. The story aired Thursday night. By Friday, neighbors I barely knew called with their own tales of Linda's tyranny, too scared to speak up before. A former HOA treasurer provided records showing Linda had embezzled funds for years, treating the association's accounts as her piggy bank. The police, now taking it seriously, searched Linda's home and the HOA office. They found dossiers on homeowners, travel schedules, financial details, and a list of targets, with valuable homes who traveled often. The family in my house was crushed to learn they'd been scammed, but the court voided the sale, and the HOA insurance covered their losses. I returned home, though many belongings were gone, sold or discarded in the fake cleanout. In a scene neighbors filmed, Linda was arrested mid-HOA meeting, denying everything. Officers cut her off, reading her rights as they cuffed her before the community. "This is outrageous," she screamed, her usual smug demeanor crumbling. I was protecting property values. No one thanked her when charges were filed. Multiple counts of fraud, forgery, conspiracy, grand theft, and money laundering, with prosecutors seeking up to 25 years and over $1 million in fines. At her arraignment, bail was denied due to flight risk and charge severity. Linda Mascaris, streaked and sobbing in an orange jumpsuit, was a far cry from her usual polished suits and pearl earrings.